Hello, hello. Test, test. Right. Let me fill up my water real quick. Okay, so today I'm going to update the Steam description. But first let me go over what I did yesterday. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I have the XBR filter on, but I'm not sure if I leave this in. So you see the rounded corners of the tiles. That's a filter that's been in the game forever. The problem is I'm not sure if this works in 4K. It might get ugly. And I'm at the maximum resolution I can push this filter, so it needs a 4K texture, which is bad in its own right, because some old graphics cards might not support it. I think OpenGL mandates only 2K textures. So anyways, I went over the whole world. You can see here in this cyan color all the entities are placed, and it's okay. It's certainly not great. First of all, there are too many monsters, so I had to programmatically at the start of the game throw half of them away, because it just became a brawl. There was no time for breathing with all these enemies. So that's the first problem. Second problem is I've edited the terrain ground. For example, these kobolds. This is how it actually looks. These kobolds, I gave them a little dirt patch. Same with these jackals and this entrance of a dungeon with zombies in it. and it's super busy, the terrain. If I turn off the objects, it's just a mess. So I'll have to go over the whole world again in polishing to clean this up. And I did this test-wise at the very beginning. Sorry for the scrolling here. So this is much cleaner. I separated the different tiles by the base tile, which is grass in this case. And it's pretty tidy without the entities. But with the entities on, okay, let me screwing it up. Yeah, it's much better. It's still super busy. Not sure if I'll think about something. On the other hand, the problem is it just confuses. It just confuses you if the tiles change all the time. On the other hand, it's much prettier. So I'll have to find a balance. So yeah, there are entities all over the world. I placed only the base version of the entities. So it's pretty repetitive right now. I hope that changes when I up these. For example, a zombie will become a ghoul, I think, at higher levels. And I tried just switching the entities by chance, so that some zombies become a ghoul and some skeletons become a white. I think it's a white. Just visually, to make it more, to make the monsters more diverse, but that made it just more confusing. So still working on that. But if I remove half the entities, and that was just a guess, it's pretty playable. And yeah, I wouldn't say that it's better than before yet, but I'm pretty confident I can get there. And yeah, I did that. So I went through the overworld, but also the interiors. And I placed, for example, spider webs. It's unfortunate that the stone and the spider webs are the same color. The stone tiles and the spider web tiles. I might change that, but I haven't found a good color yet for the spider webs. That's not gray. It doesn't work here. It works very well in other places. Let me see where I have. Great. Also on stone. Maybe I'll just change the dungeon color. That might actually be the best solution. Anyways, I'll show you when I see one. I also I destroyed some of the temples. So as you can see, I placed dirt where zombies live. And yeah, that's what I did yesterday. It took almost the whole day, and results are still mixed. I mean, thematically, it's much more cohesive now. You have these little spider regions. You have jackals, a group of jackals in this little nook here. You have spiders on stone slabs, and zombies in front of houses. And yeah, what's missing are the robbers. I had difficulties sometimes finding something to place, and I realized that robbers, so grave robbers or looters, would have been awesome. I removed them because I thought they don't fit the theme. But for sakes of gameplay and gameplay, I should add them back. And I've made a to-do for that. So yeah, then after I finished this, I sat down and tried to make some more music, because I'm not 100% happy with what I have right now, and that went badly. It was just the idea that went badly. I tried to play just lonely piano tones for the gameplay music, with a slight modulation and a long release and super long delay, reverb, and it sounds awesome, but it just doesn't fit. Either I press the wrong notes, or piano is just not a good fit for this, because it feels a bit sterile. So I'll try with the drone synthesizer again. I mean, the music that's in the game right now is both, but I think it needs to be subtler. So I'll try that next. Let me see what I did apart from that. Actually, I can just bring it up here. Where are the to-dos here? Place enemies, turn off random. I talked about that. Adjust item generation rates. I just tweaked knobs to make the yeah, there was a weird. It was weird because when the game gets started, I copy the whole world, a fresh world, and then go over it tile by tile, place spawn markers, and from these spawn markers I decide what gets placed where. And I placed them every 10th tile, which should clutter up the whole world, but it doesn't. It's still pretty sparse, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. but I'll figure that out. So then next I created the run video. That was actually for me to do the music. I wanted to record a gameplay loop so I could have that running while I try to press the right keys on the piano. And I figured why not just upload that, because by chance it was a pretty good run. So I uploaded that. I did a short. That did pretty well, so that's cool. I also got very nice comments on the YouTube videos, so thanks for that. I also did get a whole bunch of new wish lists, so thanks for that, guys. Really appreciate it. And then today I updated all the screenshots. So as you can see on the website, there are better screenshots now, and also on Steam. I updated the capsule so that it has a bigger font, so I can sleep better. And I uploaded the screenshots that you see here. So these are all I was cutting corners and I just opened the gameplay video that I recorded yesterday in full screen, scrubbed through and screenshotted all the interesting moments. So that's how I did that. Yeah. So that's taken directly from the video. And as per the title of the stream and video, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to update this description. And that's not because something changed in the gameplay. Well, one or two words I'll have to change. But because I want to set expectations. So that's the goal. And I have a list somewhere. Oh, there it is. Just a whole bunch of paper. Oh, lost the other one. If I need, bear with me. And let's see features of the game. Just had that. This is the description stuff. Please stand by. Okay, now I'm confused. Is it on the back side of this? No. So I have a list of I'm not even sure how to call it, but it's words describing the game that I could use, and then a list of features. And I'm looking for the actual gameplay features. Okay, I think it's, yeah, it was hidden. These features are, as you might expect, there's a path, you can hit monsters, you can shoot monsters. You have stats, there are interiors, there's loot, there's gear, there's experience, etc. So yeah, with setting expectations, I mean saying that there are not that many features in the game right now. I mean, it's an early access, but I'm not sure what people expect from an early access game, so. And I have to change this text because it misses the nature of the path. So the main thing is be completely honest about the content, which means I'll just list the content without a dash and many more at the end. And yeah, this text here is also not that great. I like the short description that is newer. A traditional turn-based roguelike game set in a persistent forbidden land. You travel a remote shifting path, outsmart deadly traps, overcome monsters and wild animals, gather food and gear, find secrets, and try to reach the lost ancient kingdom lying dormant on the horizon. I like that text. I don't like persistent forbidden land. That's just stupid. I'll just rename this to large, maybe. It's a large forbidden land. I mean, the land can be large. The game is set in the land. It's not. Doesn't say that it's actually that the play area is large. I mean, it's pretty large, but I wouldn't call it large. But the setting is certainly large. Or I just remove this. Set in a forbidden land. That makes more sense. Yeah, I'm logged out here. Let me change that real quick. And then I don't get Steam, the layout of the website. It's just ginormous. Okay. Application. See, I can't show this on stream. The Steam backend, but I'll change the text in my editor. So let's remove persistent and hope I didn't change anything else. Because if I say it's not procedurally generated, but it says handmade world, then that's catering towards hardcore players, I think. Well, I'm contradicting myself all over. One day I say don't want to reach everybody, but not sure. It'll be fine. And publish. Okay, that should do it. Then the description. Let's just go through it, I guess. Or how should I tackle this? Should I write that it has a modest set of features like I do on the website? Actually, let's close the game. The game will launch and will be expanded. Can I write that in the description? Oh, I have persistent here as well. Let's remove that. Okay. Let me see what Steam says. Brief overview, then more detail, list key features, and whatever is relevant. I could just... Can I repeat the short description? This here. Okay, let's start with this one. A narrow broken path through the that narrow broken path through the trees there. Snakes all the way deep into the kingdom. The old man looks at you. Fever A. Empty tombs and terrible curses are all that's left there, far as I heard. Some others went too long ago. Looked like you. Best you go somewhere else. He grows silent, his eyes fixed beyond the trees. So what's missing there is the barrier. Either he mentions it, or I remove this here, because he couldn't know that it's looted and cursed. Or it should be less specific, because it sounds like he knows someone who was there. But that is super unlikely. Yeah, let's just remove empty tombs. Terrible curses, all that's left there, as far as I heard. Or just let's call it stone and rubble. And let's change this into not long ago. Let's write this in speech. Maybe like this. Some others went too not long ago. Looked like just like you. That's a nod at the permadeath. Best you go somewhere else. Best you go chase something else. That narrow broken path through the trees there snakes all the way deep into the kingdom. The old man looks at you. Fever A. Stone and rubble are all that's left there, far as I heard. Let's remove far as I heard. Stone and rubble, all that's left there. Some others went not long ago. Looked just like you. Best you chase something else. That's not good. Best you... Best you find something else. That narrow broken path through the trees there snakes all the way deep into the kingdom. The old man looks at you. Fever A, stone and rubble are all that's left there. I'm a terrible reader, but I'm also thinking at the same time, so... all that's left there. Some others went not long ago. Look just like you. Some other went not long ago. Look just like you. Best if just like you. Never came back. But that's... I mean, he's not speaking it out, but when I say some other went long ago, look just like you, that implies that they didn't see them again. And best you find something else also implies that. Then he grows silent, that also implies that it's dangerous. But stone and rubble is not that dangerous, so let's say stone and curses. Or rubble and curses. That's better. That narrow broken path through the trees there snakes all the way deep into the kingdom. The old man looks at you. Let's remove this. Rubble and curses are all that's left there. Some others went long ago. Some other went long ago. Look just like you. Best you find something else. Okay, this is good. I like this. Let's come back to this later and see if it still holds up. Okay. Let's keep this here and add calm but challenging. These are just notes I made. I'm not sure if I want this in there. Exploration based. That's not true. Traditional play style, kind of. It has too few controls to be truly traditional because it's playable with the controller. Scenic environments, that's pushing it. As a journey, there are mysteries to be uncovered, forgotten, forbidden lands. I'm not sure how much lore I should dump in this description. Ancient magical barrier. I think I want this in it. Let's see what I have here. Rangedrifter is a modern take on early turn-based roguelike video games. The changing path. Yeah, that's pretty important. Handmade world, probably. I mean, it's important if you not sure. So if someone doesn't know that the world is made by hand, they will maybe think, holy procgen, what is this algorithm? And then find out, hey, it's just placed by hand. Is that good or bad? Meaning, do I put in the description that it's made by hand? Because it feels like what's the word? It feels like boasting a bit. So maybe I'll just leave it out. But if I remove it now, people will think, oh, it's not handmade anymore, after all. Yeah, I'll just remove it. I have all the receipts that this is handmade. It cares about the player's imagination and journey. That's true. But also not that relevant. And I can't say, hey, this will stimulate your imagination, but because what do I know what's going on in people's heads? I mean, it works for me half the time if I really focus, but I also made the game, so I might be handicapped there. In the story it tells, yeah, I mean, this is like saying Coca-Cola refreshes you, which is obviously, I mean, it's true if you drink it ice cold, maybe. But if it's just lukewarm, like the way you buy it in most stores, it's absolutely not true. That's the same here. And I'd rather bet on the 50% where it does work without promising that it will work for everyone. Like every advertisement ever. Or is that overthinking it? Let's continue. Fight your way through the wilderness of this world. That's true. I mean, these are all true. This is unequivocally the case. That's objective, it's not subjective. Maybe that's what I'm getting at. Leaving out the subjective stuff. Reach the center of the ancient lost kingdom, and that's a problem in the description, because you will not reach it in the game's current state. And there will be much more work needed until that's possible. And maybe, just maybe, it's all just path and yeah. Reach the center. Along the way, you must best wild animals, bandits, traps, and need to find food to stay alive. That's duplicated from the short description. I'd count that as boasting. That is subjective. That is not true. You must best wild animals, bandits, traps. So I'll just copy the short description now. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So I have the lore bit. Then I have the short description again. Maybe I'll just expand that one. Yeah, that feels, yeah, it feels much more honest. And that's what I want. Try to reach the center. Fight through wilderness. Okay, I have that in the short description. I have wilderness, changing path. I don't have the barrier. And journey, that implies that could imply meta progression, but that's not the case. Okay, so I'll use this and then add, I mean, there's pretty much everything in there. Then I'll add a paragraph about the world, maybe. Yeah. That's this. And then I'll list the features. Okay, let's write the world paragraph. Enter the how do I write this? Let's write it badly first and then rearrange. Actually, let's first sort these. Yeah, known the mention the lens, remote, inaccessible, ancient, magical cursed, calm but challenging, paint pictures of scenic, calm, and of danger. Traditional playstyle. That's completely different. That goes into the features. Um, 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 um. Okay. Let's look at this. Um, hmm. Yeah, I want to get away from the trailer speak. Enter this and do that and save the world. So maybe I'll continue to use this personal you fact and then you. To put the reader in it. Oh, geez, this could be hard. Let's call this tour guide. Which is as if you were reading a brochure about a holiday destination. Not holiday, but vacation. But if I write this, it becomes a law, so I'll have to be very careful. Because I'll have to carry that around with me for a long time. Is that English? Well, what does it hold? I'll probably never say. Maybe when the game's finished proper. Beyond the Great Plains and mountains, deep inside the Forbidden Lands, lies a dormant kingdom. Unreached. Centuries. For its terrible fate. Behind more terrible barrier can never be crossed. Unreached. Let me get this thesaurus. Recorded, unreceptive. Well, unreachable. Inaccessible. 9679. Inaccessible. Pervious. Closed. Unattainable. Inaccessible. What am I looking for? Probably searching for the wrong word. Unvisited? I mean, it can be seen, but it's just... visited is bad. Unreached. Just say that. Oh, this is a bit dramatic. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom, unreached in centuries. Let's keep it factual. Imagine we've been all over the world. Nothing can shock us, nothing surprises us, and we're just cataloging that one place that we saw on that Thursday a year and a half ago. So beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom unreached for centuries. That's in line. No. So the scribe didn't go there themselves, so natives. Let's not go third person. All around. The Strong curse. A curse lies on it. That makes travelers and adventurers those who dare leads astray, those who dare on its surrounding lands. On its borderlands lies a curse. Well, I man, this is hard. It's another word for stretch of land. Those who dare to try are led astray. Magical barrier. a circular barrier. By the I want to bring in this that it's a circle, but no, that's not clear in the first place. Surrounded by a magical barrier. It leads astray. Anyone tries to enters. It is surrounded by a magical barrier that leads astray anyone who enters it. Okay, let's make that sentence better. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's make this more epic, maybe. Um, Okay, that's better. On it lies a powerful, mighty curse. On it lies a terrible curse that reaches as far as the foothills and the larger lake. I don't like the second one. So this could be another quote. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom unreached in centuries. On it lies a terrible curse that reaches as far as the foothills on either side. Those who entered this barrier were never heard of again, but many must have tried. Tried what? Actually, let's end it there. Those who entered the barrier were never heard of again. So that has... this implies a remote, beyond. Deep inside, this implies that I have environments, plains, mountains, forests is missing. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, that reaches as far as foothills on either side. Not even sure if that makes sense. Covering forests, rivers, covering the forests, rivers and lakes. It reaches as far as the foothills on either side, over forests, rivers and lakes. Doesn't make sense. On it lies a terrible curse that reaches over forests and lakes, and as far forests and rivers, and as far as the foothills on either side. Into the foothills on either side. Past the foothills. Doesn't sound too bad. spreads. There, a terrible curse spreads over the forests and rivers. What's the word for spreading out in a circular motion in all directions? I mean, spread is pretty much that. There a terrible curse spreads across. Well, it's not really actively spreading anymore. Is spread. Terrible curses spread across the forests and rivers and up into the foothills on either side. Those who entered the barrier were never heard of again. Their terrible curse spreads across the land, maybe. Reaches across the land. Let me look for reach or spread. Reach is better. Reach, be heard, arrive at, extend. 1589. Stretch, expand. The terrible curse expands across the land. That's better. Covers is not even better. Covers the land. Well, reach out, span, hold, enclose, contains the land. Um, what's it called? It basin? I think basin is with water. Cause the wash basin. Nobody knows what this means. Least of all me. The terrible curse lies over the land. But I have lands here. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom, unreached in centuries. It is surrounded by a terrible curse. Those who enter the barrier were never heard of again. Protection, curse. Those who had gotten too close. Barrier, never heard of again. Um, 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 okay, I like that it's one sentence. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom, unreached in centuries, encircled by a terrible curse. And those who entered even the farthest reaches of this barrier were never heard of again. Well, that's a monster of a sentence, but I kind of like it. Let's not quote. Let's break it in two. Encircled by a terrible curse. Yeah, actually, those who entered even the farthest reaches of its terrible curse will never seen of again. It's even better. Okay, beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom unreached in centuries. Those who ventured into even the farthest reach of its terrible curse were never heard of again. Why do I always want to say seen? Were never seen again. Let's say seen again. Or heard of. I mean, I'd imagine there'd be adventurers from all the lands coming there. So heard of is probably better. Yeah, let's change this one more time. Those who entered the far reaches of its terrible curse, never heard of again. Those who entered the far reaches, far-reaching. Those who entered the extents of its terrible curse, never heard of again. It was extents means as a noun. With T, degree, range, size. With the T, extents. So entered the extent of its terrible curse. Okay, that's then different. That's degree. Almost there. Oh, ranges. Bend, spread, stretch. So enter the ranges of its terrible curse. That's pretty good. Now, plus points for me if I can bring drift in this. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. I could actually bring drift in there. Not sure if I should. Or as damned to forever drift along its paths, and that's a bit on the nose. Those who entered the ranges of its terrible curse are damned to forever drift along its paths. Those who entered the ranges of this terrible curse are forever bound to endlessly drift. Those who enter I think that's actually pretty nice. Okay. So I have Forgotten Lands. I have Barrier. I don't have the word barrier, but that's okay. It's implied. Remote deadly inhabitants. Alongside. So into the ranges of this terrible curse, forever bound to drift along its weaving paths. Haunted by creatures. With horrible creatures. On their heels. Or on the, yeah, on their heels. I think that's how you say it. Don't say on their toe, no, on their heels. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm trying to bring this calm but challenging in. Paint 2 pictures of calm and danger. I'll just paint one of each. I have running away from horrible creatures. And now I have lie awake during starry nights. I need to bring in temples. Um, Those who enter the ranges of his terrible curse will forever be drifting between its weaving paths, hiding from its horrible creatures, and watching starry nights wishing for a way. Maybe a bit too much poetry. Not sure, not sure, not sure. I'm taking too much time with this. Okay, I have this uncovering mysteries at the temples. Let's X this, or maybe running from its horrible creatures, hiding in old temple ruins. Hiding in crumbling temples. And in watching the horizon, Lights on the horizon during starry nights. Maybe. Running from, should I say, fighting? Let's keep it scary. Running from its horrible creatures. Sleeping in crumbling temples. And watching lights on the hills during starry nights. I think that has everything. It has inhabitants, horrible creatures, it has a temple, forsaken people, I'll just leave them out. And then that's basically it. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom unreached in centuries. Those who enter the ranges of its terrible curse will forever be drifting between its weaving paths, running from its horrible creatures, sleeping in crumbling temples, and watching lights on the hills during starry nights. Or should I call this mountain? Watching the lights on the mountain during starry nights. This is good. I like that. It paints a pretty picture in my head. Okay, let's say this is good. So I have this first text. Maybe I'll move that down. I think this one is stronger. And then let's get to the features. This should be pretty easy. Let's read this one first again. Rangedrifter is a traditional turn-based roguelike game set in a persistent forbidden land. Persistent is gone. Set in a forbidden land, you travel a remote and shifting path, outsmart deadly traps, overcome monsters and wild animals, gather food and gear, find secrets, and try to reach the lost ancient kingdom, lying dormant on the horizon. Yeah. Not sure, should I keep this second text here? That narrow broken path through the trees there snakes all the way deep into the kingdom. The old man looks at you. Rubble and curses are all that's left there. Some others went there long ago, looked just like you. Best you find something else. He grows silent, his eyes fixed beyond the trees. Yeah, let's keep that. This is the warning, and this is the invitation. If somebody reads that, I don't know. I'll put it in cursive so that it's clear that it's fantasy. Okay, this is the list. Let's first check if everything's there. I mean, there's not much. I'll figure it out. Setting. Enter an ancient world. Well, that's the trailer speech that I don't like. An ancient world where mammoths roam and magic is an untamed elusive force. I mean, mammoths, they are there, but it's not really, it's not a Neanderthal game. This is too strong, that this sentence hinges on mammoths. Ancient world where mammoths roam. It seems a bit out of place even, with the texts above that are written in a, well, historic style. And actually I think the setting is, well, should I make it clearer? Yeah. Ancient world where mammoths roam. Let's just add a few monsters here. Kobolds. And let's add ones that I'm sure will be in the game in 2 weeks. Maybe large spiders. Giant spiders. And mammoths. That's better. That takes it out of the realism. I'm still in the naturalist corner. Kobolds. Giant spiders, kobolds, and mammoths roam. And magic is an untamed and elusive force. That's okay. Explore world. Large Forgotten World. Yeah, so this is a bit of a lie. Depending on what you think large is. It's definitely not Skyrim. It could one day be the size of Skyrim, but it's not open. Yeah, let's remove many. I know that's bad. I mean, I didn't really know the scope in my defense. I thought I was writing this for the complete game, not for the early access. So for the complete game, this all makes sense. But I'll have to, yeah, it has to be for the early access version. Do I even... I don't think I want to keep this list. What I want is... how many are there? 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Poison and tangle traps. Dozens of boulder puzzles. +60 interiors. 500+ path nodes. Let's call it 50+. Actually, let's not list that at all. Or maybe in the uncounted section. Um, 6 dungeons. How many items do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 7. Is that 7? Maybe there's more. Nope, that's 7 items in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, this looks a bit meager, but that's how it is. Let's go with features. Turns. Yeah, these are features. Can I do this in half an hour? I should maybe put this at the top. Let's look at what I've written here. Game will launch with a modest set of core features. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should put this disclaimer in the Steam description. Steam might get mad. I mean, I think that's enough. Okay. Setting. I mean, I actually don't want this here. This makes it also plastic. Which, of course, yeah, I mean, people are buying money for this, but I'm worried I'm losing intrigue. But that sounds bad. I'm worried I'm losing. I'm worried I'm spoiling things here. That's what I meant to say. But I mean, this should actually be in the description. What you actually do. World is described here in these texts. Paths, turns, yeah, that's the most important. Runs. Well, after paths, maybe. You follow a winding path that leads you to the center of the kingdom, created anew each time you play. Winding path leads you toward the center of the kingdom. Every time the hero dies, the game is reset and a different path will guide you. Enter the old temples of the ancient kingdom to find precious items that help you along your journey. All temples of the ancient kingdom hold precious items may help you along your journey. Collect rare weapons, armor, and trinkets to gain an edge in fight. Yeah, that's true. Rare weapons, armor, and trinkets give you an edge in fights. Feels like I'm defanging all these sentences. Every time the hero dies, one new path leads you toward the center of the kingdom. Yeah, that's the wrong way around. Oh my god, my voice. The previous sentence was better. Rare weapons, armor, trinkets. Gain experience by defeating monsters to increase your strength. Experience gained by defeating monsters. Increase strength, defense, or vitality. Let's just say stats. Oh, that's bad. That's better. Because otherwise the question would be, why would I increase my stats? But if you see its strength, defense, and vitality, that's clear. Animals provide. I mean, hunt animals is hyperbolic. It's you're hacking on a character D. So gather food. By forage for food from animals or mushrooms. To not starve along the way. Is it forage for food or forage food? Wild animals, monster, and traps will try to stop you. That's dangerous. Catch you unprepared. Experience gained by defeating monsters. Increase. Defeating monsters increases. Okay, what's missing? I mean, I have weather and night and day. I have interiors. Night. That's all. That all doesn't affect gameplay or shooting. And slings. Um, gear. Secrets. Bam, 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 bam. Um, 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 um. What did I have originally? Winding path lead into leads you in the direction of the lost kingdom. The game contains a small set of core features that are frequently expanded. Amended. Extended. Features with more being added frequently. With more being added on an ongoing basis. Does that make sense? Game contains a small set of core features. More being added on an ongoing basis. That sounds weak. Being added. I should say something definitively, like weekly. Being added weekly. Let's say weekly because I can't promise more. That's just because I'll probably be bug fixing. And also it's not about adding features, really. It's about making a game, a good game. Let's say with more in the works. Constantly. So more constantly in the works. That sounds good. That sounds like I wanted it to sound. Please visit the official website for daily updates on the game's development. I think that's fine. Contents, features. Maybe I should add the world in the features, just because I worked so hard on it, or is that important? I just don't want to define too many things here in the Steam description that are still adrift in my own mind. Maybe I should add it down here. um, 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 um. That's good, I think. Let's read the first one again. Beyond the great plains and mountains, deep inside the forbidden lands, lies a dormant kingdom, unreached for centuries. Those who enter the ranges of its terrible curse will forever be drifting between its weaving paths, drifting between its weaving paths, running from its horrible creatures, sleeping in crumbling temples, and watching the lights on the mountain during starry nights. Sounds good. I like that picture in the end. At the end, that's pretty nice. Rangedrifter is a traditional yada yada yada. That never broken path. Okay, I'm not sure if I... So contents should go... Where should contents go? Contents should go down. Here. Then this text I'll place here maybe. Yeah, that looks good. Or maybe I'll put it at the end. Yeah, I'll put it at the end. Description.txt. Oops. Okay, it's txr now. Yeah, I'm not logged in here. What is this? Oh, hate Chrome. Yeah, let me async this to my laptop. Just a moment. Can't be reached. Are you kidding me? I have to move over here for a second, sorry. Else my back dies. Okay, I'm in the description. Oh, I know why Chrome can't open it. I think it's the OpenBSD, what's it called? Unveil. It's limited to the downloads folder. Let's see if that theory is true. Yep, got it. I've got the txt file open in my browser. And then I can copy this. Move all this. And formatting is completely gone. Control Shift. Wait, that's worse. Oh, come on. Let's try it over paste bin. Yeah, paste bin got it. Why is Steam so... Okay. It looks bad. That's because of the breaks I have in the file. That makes sense actually. Only about 20. So I'll be done in a second. Okay, and the last text at the bottom. Not sure why the lists look the way they do. Oh god, press tab. Okay, let's save this before I destroy it all. It's not released yet, but it's saved. Okay, let's make this a heading. This a heading. What? Not sure if I should add screenshots in the description. I mean, it would take time, of course, which I don't have. But this should be to code now. I don't think Steam would find any of that to be an error. Okay, let's look at it. Oh, I can actually click here. Yeah, these need to be cursive, but the breaks are all okay. So that's good. And maybe I'll move the lower quote up, this one, move it here before this one to create a break. Let's do that while I'm at it, because I don't like it down there. Nobody sees it there. Oh, I can have a bullet list. So let's make bullet lists out of these. Then I have to remove all the dashes. Something like that. Let's save this. Publish. Yeah, I like that. I'd call that done, probably. I don't need a space here. Let's leave it. Okay. I wish I could have written this 1 or 2 weeks ago, so that the wish listers had complete information, but they will have when they decide or not decide to buy the game, because I think they get shown this description again. I hope so, at least. Let's look at this. I should edit this as well and see if there's something off. But yeah, I'll do that tonight, because now I have my next to-do for today is somewhere. somewhere beneath all of this. Typical. Okay, through once. Let's go through it again. Kidding me. Not in here. Oh, let me guess. Yeah. It's the only one still in the notebook. Next task is intro and outro story. And then probably more playing the game, figuring out what's wrong. So yeah, that's it from me for today. And I will be back tomorrow. Let me... I was about to say, if I don't find it, then forget it. But tomorrow the task is path progression. That will be a fun one. That is ramping up scaling monsters and loot, basically. And yeah, bug fixes continuously. But yeah, this went well. This was 6 hours for store texts and screenshots. Which is okay. I took my time. And that leaves plenty of time for the other stuff. So yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for wishlisting. Thanks for comments on the videos. And was there something else? We went over what I did yesterday, I think. Yeah. I hope I can release a new version. Maybe today. I'll have to see. What the state of the game is. Because it's unplayable, then there's of course no reason to release it, but yeah. Okay, anyways. Thanks for watching.